So if we pass Hale Farm, you'll get the video. If not, then you won't. So I'm in a back area, Summit County, so Akron, but I'm in an area called Richfield. And I saw the signs to go to Hale Farm and Village. So it's what Hale Farm is. It's an old farm from, I don't know when, 1700s maybe. And it's been maintained, and it emulates life of what it was then, with all the mills, the plant mills to get your food, the schoolhouse, which was about the size of someone's garage. Now, that was a schoolhouse for a big chunk. You know, if you ever drive around the areas and you see these little schoolhouses that look like it's more, yeah, that's because that's what it was. The town, the incorporation only needed a small building to teach 8 kids. And an interesting person in American history is someone by the name of Horace Mann, M-A-N-N, very educated person, so much to where he became the first president or the first secretary of education for the U.S. Did a paper on him back at my Kent State days. Very interesting guy. So I don't know if Hale Farm is really down here. It is, so it leads, but I don't know if I missed a sign. Since I also have the GPS on my phone, which I can see the blue line, so I know I don't have to turn anytime. Watch out for people on horses. So furthermore, if we go back into those very ancient times, Amish people, this area of Ohio is a very, very large area, large population. So you can go south and east. If you go east, you're going to be like in the Kingsville area, that area of east of where I'm at. So East Cleveland, just before PA, a lot of northern PA, and south here in Ohio, south of Canton, like Millersburg, Sugar Creek, Dover, those areas down there. Zoour, there's one that's Xenia is another one. Is it Xenia that's out there? You also get a nice little downhill ride. I'm ultra paying attention. The thing about being tall, sometimes that mirror gets in your way no matter where you put it at. Thought we had it serve as a hitchhiker. Alright. Map says to go right. Irish Cemetery. Oh yeah, it is down here. So we did a long time ago. So we used to live not too far from here. In an area by Blossom Music Center in an area called Merriman Valley, which is actually the route that I'm going to today. I might go to Merriman. But we came down here, we drove through Hale Farm one time. But as a kid in school, in my elementary years in the 80s, we took field trips to Hale Farm because it's just a very unique place. The historical place. Athletics or something. Looks like sports. I mean, this just kind of has like, there should be a camp, like a youth camp. Like I was a counselor at Camp Wainoa. That's what that kind of looked like. All right, maintain this bend, it looks like. And if I were to capture the audio and make this 5 times speed, it's almost like it's Hale Farm. Stan Hewitt is that way. Hale Farm is down that way. We're not going to either. This direction wise. All this buildup. Here's a Google picture of it. See what's up here. Oh man, this is getting to my shoulder. Stan Hewitt, I've mentioned a few times. It's a very, very, very large. Don't gotta worry about traffic there. Very large mansion. Very large house. And we lived about a mile when we lived in Merriman. So I could rest this on the steering wheel. Makes it a little easier. Man, those twists and turns. Glad you guys like that. So this is taking me to the back end of Cuy Falls to where I am going to the Village discount outlet on State Road. And I just came from, I had to drop something off in Richfield. Just came from there, and this thrift store, I mean, this is the route I was taking. Well, not these exact roads, but this is the route I was taking for the thrifting. And Richfield obviously is a town just north. It's like, all right, I can go there, do that thing real quick, and just head on, map up to where the nearest thrift store is. The nearest one that I'm going to, and that would be the Village. And that's usually where I start at. I'm finding some good CDs there, too. So I've been going out quite a bit sourcing this week. So I'm going to have plenty for next week. I might do like one sourcing route one day next week. This hurt my arm. Oh, the GPS took me a route that I know, so I've already turned down the road I need to. So this is called Thies, Theiss, Thies Road. And this is going to take me down into Merriman Valley, back in by the fire department and so on. I've done a video of this route. It's been a while. But when I did not live up in Mentor, and I lived down here, and I first moved up to Mentor for the job I had, this is the route I would take every day. Once this way, once the other way. And it was an hour drive, an hour on the nose. I might have been able to get to work in 55 minutes, but usually an hour. The other one that I was up and down that I turned left on, it was real nice, but I didn't know the road, so I didn't really have the feel for the speeds on the turns and stuff. This one, I don't know how many times I've driven this road. And then Blossom Music Center, that was not it. That was a pond. I'm always curious on how many people at some point, oh, they repaved this. Nice. At some point have ended up in that pond, driving. More driving, then pond. Yeah, this road wasn't that bad, but it's nice that they redid it. So that's not your left turn, Buckarooski. That one was wide open. Your line's right there. And you drive in this area for a living. Yeah, last time I took a video down here, there was an ambulance that pulled out right up here. A little fire department. So this is an area called Merriman Valley. And then there's plenty more behind me. But for all the businesses and stuff, that's right up here. And we lived right across from where all the business stuff was. Matter of fact, The first store that I'm going to is going to be directly across from where we lived at. And that was 6 years ago, so I wasn't. I got some Sonos speakers from there. Some white, bigger speakers, probably 10, 12 pounds each, white. You get a lot of bikers down here, and then I got to go bike any one of these 5 hills that can take you back up. I mean, this is Merriman Valley. You are in a valley in here. But this is one of the more convenient places, more kind of, there's quite a bit of things out here, right here, places in downtown Akron is a couple hops up that hill and take a left on Market. So this is the main drag, and it ends pretty much right at that McDonald's. These are all the little businesses. And then back behind all those buildings are a bunch of apartments. That's where we lived at. Right here at this traffic light. Oh, nice job of double parking, buddy. And this is it. All right, now we're headed up. This is Portage Trail. And I've done this this road. I think I've done it one time going up, a couple times coming the other direction. Pretty interesting apartment complex back there called well, it looks like they renamed it to the Ridge. It was called Timber Top. It's just kind of like houses in the Pittsburgh area, just plopped on a little hill, and then there's a little ledge right there. Oh, let's just put an apartment building right there. It's a pretty cool area. You should be able to start to see the concrete tower that'll come up in the background here before too long. So that, the story is, back in the 60s or 70s, the guy wanted to make a rotating restaurant at the very, very top. So you take an elevator all the way up, and you wanted to be able to spin around so you can have a view from that area. I mean, it is called Summit County for a reason, and that area, Cuy Falls, is a pretty higher up area. I don't know its exact elevation. Ideally, that's where you'd want to put a revolving restaurant or a rotating restaurant at. But the guy went bankrupt, and it's been there since. It is like essentially the big old sore thumb. It's there. And it's darn near a landmark now. Hey, what's Cuy Falls known for? Chrissy Hines from the Pretenders and this concrete sore thumb. Of course, there it is. That's it. So on the very top of that, he wanted to put a restaurant. That didn't work out too well. And it's been there since. Someone pays the bills for the maintenance. I don't know, maybe the city owns it. Way when ago, the section up here used to just be several plazas to the left and to the right. And then probably, well, they built this giant eagle up here when we lived down here in Merriman. And they were building this area up again, so they tore down all the old plazas. They sat, the lot sat vacant for a few years. And then all this has been this little section, and then a couple other little newer buildings. been built up and added in. So I should stop and get gas, but the light's not on. I get 35 miles a gallon, so I'm in the city. If I need gas, there's plenty of gas stations around. Go to GetGo and get the points. Yeah, so I didn't get anything from Happy Tales, is what that thrift store is called. And like their CD section was 1/10 the size of what it usually is. Did a quick look at the kids' DVDs and basically eyeballed most of the DVDs, and there's probably a quarter of the DVDs. So it's like either somebody came in or they just haven't gotten a big stock full yet, or they haven't put any out yet. And it's been a few months since I went down there. So if that guy wants to say, hey, I didn't run that red arrow. Well, arrows aren't red, but I didn't run that red light. I could talk to Derek. He's got it on camera. I filmed it with my digital. Maybe Word Al will make a song about that. Let me film it with my digital camera. I don't know. All right, pull in here and go from there. All right, now we get the a back end of Kent. I don't know what that sound was. This is Middlebury, so there's going to be a park that's going to come up over here by the railroad tracks. So this is where anyone who doesn't know Kent or Middlebury, this is where Kent State University is at. Basically the area, well, not here. I grew up south of here, that way quite a bit. Maybe 3 miles south. And I'm just headed up to Streetsboro for my last stop in Talmadge. Try to think of what's in Talmadge. The Summit Racing is in Talmadge. Matter of fact, this road up here on the left, it's called Talmadge, but it's not it. Not that one. There's another road further down here. So right off this one, it's somewhere. There's a little Talmadge Avenue or Talmadge Road or something. Talmadge Drive, real small. I knew someone lived there. My mom and dad, way when ago, were going to buy a house right back in here. Way when ago, way 70s. That's the story. That's about as much as I remember of it. And we did the park up here on the right. There were some Easter egg things. Yeah, Talmadge right there. I knew someone lived back there. Talmadge Avenue. And then the road I just came off of, is also, that's Talmadge Road. There's the park. One of them. Kent has many parks. And it's strange because the road that I'm on, Middlebury, way when ago, it used to be a one-way bridge. Then eventually they made an entire bridge. Then they kept the one-way, and then I just saw they just completely built it up to be a pedestrian bike route. And then there's a lot of railroad trail routes out here. Yeah, you know what? I won't go this way. So this is Haymaker. They're 59. I don't want to really go through. I mean, I can go kind of back in. This side of it, more of the... Okay, just go slow. The old Masonic Temple, the next block up. Where's the license? Oh, there it is. It's probably why people have mounts for these things. But I got a heck. Well, I mean, it's going to be in the video anyhow. Heck of some stuff from the Talmadge Goodwill. Wow. And the person before me got some good stuff too. But I did a bunch of scanning. I don't remember what I get. 19. Some sealed, like Lincoln Park, and some Limp Bizkit, some Rage. I was looking for Rage too. So that is Kent City Hall. So that building was not like that last time I was down this road. That was a real small, like 2-story building. Yeah, I'll go through town. Because that way it's going to be jammed up with traffic, and then the university, and then that building right there, whatever that two-tone brown is, whatever it is, that's new. Behind all that is going to be the university. And downtown is probably Friday at 4:20. Friday at 4:20 in downtown Kent. Really? Could you have been any dumber? See what happens. I mean, I'm right in front of the police department. I can do a Yui right here. I feel like I ain't doing shit. But it has changed a ton. Actually, right where that little restaurant is, there used to be a card store for sports cards and stuff. And it was called Spellbinders. And it was no bigger than basically from where that sign is to where the face of that building's at. And this was an auto repair place. It was a Marathon. Whatever else is all downtown now. All right, our time should be coming up. Yeah, it definitely has grown. So mom, dad, and the family, or anybody from this area, it's. I guess if you're from here, and you drive through here frequently enough, you probably already know. Why isn't there an arrow light right there? Fortunately, kind of good to go, but still, that does not make sense. So get to see on how downtown has been renovated. All of this wasn't here. The Puffer Belly's right back there. Story about the Puffer Belly. I mean, all these people. I mean, this is a college town, right? For anyone who doesn't know, this is a small college town, and there's got to be something fucking going on. Because it's usually, road closed. Yeah, all right. Some sort of fair. That makes sense, because, I mean, Kent is busy in general because of all the students, but let's see here. Probably could have gone left. No. I've gone down to the Brook Road. And then here, Franklin Deli. Franklin Square Deli. I don't know if that's still it, but the old mill. See that tall white building? The bank looks like, I don't know if it's still a bank. And I'm not going to go up that way, up Main Street at all. I'm going to get back up here, loop out of this area. If you got the go-go, do the go-go. You're already doing it. Let me slow down. Yes, turn left. Do it. All right. Thank goodness. All right. So actually, my mom and dad had an apartment down the road on this water right here on the left, down the one way, and that's basically where my dad got started in the automotive business. All right. All right. So now I'm gonna go to the Goodwill in Streetsboro.